back of the tour bus. Yeah, on the main stage, tabloid, the front page. Yeah, this for my dogs and the Great Danes. We got it out the mud. See how shit changed? My nigga thinking had to change cause of broke ways. Mom tried to home train him, still acting fool. Stepfather in the house still broke the rules.
You know what it is. Monday Night Live. Monday Motivation, Motivational Monday. I know what it is. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, 2 times. I know the vibes though. She like, ooh la la, we breathe. 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 Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Because over here on this side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, when the people don't be acting flaky, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you jump off the page and usher to the left, I'm going to need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. We in the end game because it is Monday. That means it is Monday Motivation, Motivational Monday. I am your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not. And here goes some motivation for your ass. No matter what line of work you're in, if you're trying to get to the top, you're going to meet some people on your way up. And if the unthinkable happens, Tony, there was no other way, like a circle, and it gets reversed, and then you got to come back down the same way you went back up, chances are you're going to see some of the same faces, some of the same people you was in competition with or just met in the business. And that's why I said no matter what line of work you in, whether it's show business, whether it's the construction business, whether it's crypto, whether it's acting, whether it's music, no matter what field you in, basketball, boxing, some of the people you meet on your road to the top, you might see them on your way down. And so it's imperative for those that, you know, take wisdom and experience, like the locks, living off experience from other people, put it in a toolbox so if situation arises, they can know how to move in a room full of vultures and not make the same mistakes and still get to where they need to get to. Those will be the people that take heed and say, oh, might meet this person on the way down, so let me be respectful. Let me be kind. Let me be courteous. Let me keep it a buck. Not be on some scumbag, scum of the earth shit, so that if shit ever reverse like a circle, and now these same people, some of them, not all of them, on my way down, maybe the fall won't be as devastating as King Kong falling from the Empire State Building. His weight, his size, the height, he fell a horrible death. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the higher you are, the bigger you know, the taller you are, the bigger you are, the harder you fall. some people fall and they fall on their face in epic proportions. But it's not even just the failing, because you have to try in order to fail. So as long as you try, then you're not really a failure in that sense. Like, everybody gets a participation trophy, but you get what I'm trying to say. As long as you try it, then you're really not a failure. But for those that is not afraid to fail, so they try. You know what I mean? Because not trying is even more fearful than actually trying to get some shit done. You might fall in epic proportions, like, you know what I mean? You shot for the moon, so spat out, you fall back to the earth, you know what I mean, in spectacular fashion. But if the people you was climbing up that mountain respect you as a peer, or as somebody that was, operating out in the same space as they was, you kept it a buck, you kept it a being, your integrity was intact. As you falling, nigga might throw you a little lifeline, shorty may throw you a little life jacket, give you a parachute. So now that the fall is not that devastating now. The comeback may not take months and years. It may take a few weeks. You're able to bounce back. Like some women, they say they got that snapback. Pop out a baby, the body is looking, you know what I mean? Just before they had the baby, you like, oh, I don't want to live. You know what I mean? And so, just be mindful of that. Because when you run into stories like this, and we are in the end game, and we in the end game because B. Simone, who y'all know, she been spinning in the clip. She spun in the clip a few times, and we spoke about her a few times. As we talk about all topics that that cross the the desk and the table when it comes to topics, what we're going to talk about, what we're not going to talk about. But we don't run from no topics. We definitely call a spade, and how I see it. Sometimes I'm right most of the time, and sometimes I'm all the way wrong, and I got to swing back like, nah, I was wrong on that. My stance changed. Somebody made me see it a little different, or upon further review, this is how I see it now. But B. Simone, let's count some of the ways she was spinning in the clip. She was spinning in the clip on some, what is it, the baby? I think she was trying to give the baby some buns or something like that. And I'm maybe kind of sort of, right? She was on his body. People was like, oh, she doing too much, and woo, woo, woo. She looking desperate out here in these streets. The other time she was spinning in the clip, and she spent in the clip a lot, was the people were saying she was plagiarizing. Somebody else wrote the book, and you know what I mean? It's rules to the shit. We wrote you a manual, step-by-step booklet for you to get your shit on track, not your shit pushed back, like the 10 crack commandments. She paged the book. Everything was manifesting, you know what I mean? I'm a manifest on you bitches. But it was kind of done like in a sisterly way, mean girl type of way. Like, yeah, y'all like this because y'all not doing XYZ. Y'all not manifesting. Boom, look, I'm writing the book. Boom, I'm on TV. I'm on, what is it, not Slip and Slide. What the fuck is Nick Cannon, Wildin' Out and all. I said Slip and Slide. You on with the Knicks and the Cannons, and your brand is bubbling. You on some comedian, you making fun. The other shit was with Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy up in it. Oh, watch me in the hill like Superman, that whole shit. Like nobody talking about putting no Soulja Boy, and he went crazy on him. Crazy. He was wilding. And then she had to come back like, I wasn't even really saying it like that. I just was saying like, I fucks with Soulja Boy, but ain't nobody like put that nigga on, right? Then one of the most egregious times, and I'm counting the ways to say, same way we started off with today being Monday motivational Monday. I am your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not. And here go some motivation for your ass. Be respectful, be courteous, and watch the people who you dealing with on your way up the ladder, because you might have to meet them on your way back down the ladder again. So another time she was spinning in the clip, as I like to say, is she was with the other sister. I don't know the other lady name, but they was talking about the king. No, not T.I. It's the king, not T.I. Dr. Martin Luther King, right? Happy birthday, like the king, right? And she was posing the question, or the other girl was posing the question to her, like, so was King a good man? And this is all allegedly, maybe kind of sort of when they was, deep diving you know what I mean, into his personal life, and whether he cheated or not, whether he, you know, did extramarital, you know, things, you know, whether he did or not, right, doesn't make the work that he did in the field, you know, and obviously the impact that he had on us as a people, it doesn't diminish that in no way in my book, right? But as they kept talking, you know, well, if he wasn't a good husband, then he wasn't a good father, and he wasn't a good man. Like, you know, the clip went viral, her and the other girl looking like two birds of a feather, looking crazy in the face and talking crazy about one of our leaders, no matter how you may, you know, view him. And some people may not view him like that, but I think most, or the majority, when it comes to Barack, what, you know, good or bad, Dr. King, Malcolm X, you know, Marcus Garvey, certain Huey P. Newman, certain, you know, certain brothers from but you're black, are held in high regard, or we reverence them, right? So a lot of people was tight, a lot of people was upset. Now fast forward, you got this shit spinning on the internet. And this is where we at with it. And this is why you should be respectful, be courteous, be mindful of people you meet going up, but they might be the same people you meet on the way down. And this is her right here. Be Simone.
What? Why not? You don't want to have an honest job?
I mean, he could be a hustling entrepreneur.
So you want him to be you want CEO
She's
status.
feeling herself in.
He can't clock in and clock out. Damn, be Simone.
Just my finances, like the budgeting. You see how I am nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M. I just don't have it like to spend the liquid.
Yeah. He can't have a 9 to 5.
What?
The niggas getting at him. He's definitely going in on him. You know what I mean? Like, ho, like, you know what I mean? Just last week ago, you know what I mean? Like, it was all good just a week ago. And let me, you know, but we ain't gonna spend too crazy on this, but one, I'm not excited. I'm not jittery, gittery, or giddy, or whatever pronouns and adjectives you want to add into this shit. Y'all know how I give it up. I never want to see people that was up when they down, because it's a hard fall, especially when you're used to living a certain lifestyle for a long period of time. And then, you know, like what's with some of the Rocky references, or, you know, Apollo references or whatever, and they're like, oh, was he even talking about Conor McGregor? Could have been real life imitating art, you know, or sometimes life imitate, you know, art and vice versa. But it was, like, yeah, Conor McGregor, he used to sleeping on, you know, satin sheets and all that. And even though at one time he might have been getting up at 3 in the morning to run 10 miles, and, you know, the dogs is hungry, his dogs, and everybody ribs is touching, and you know what I mean? Like, you ready to DMX the game, and dog, that's my man's in them. Like, we get it. But after you get rich, and you a big fish now, and now you got motherfucking personal chefs and masseuses and people coming in to fly them in to do your haircut, fix your eyebrows, and, you know what I mean, get your nails done and give you manicures and all that. Like, you lit, whether man or woman, you got to the top, and you're the best around, and nothing's ever gonna. Like, once you become the best in your field, when you get money now, if you was to have some mishaps and you ain't managing money right, or people was to want to see you fall, you know what I mean? Niggas pray on my downfall, but every time I hit the ground, I bounce up like, when niggas playing on your ground, your downfall. Or they plotting and planning to bomb first and strategize and, you know, hit you in your pockets and make, you know, put a false case on you, or whatever the case may be, right? You broke back again. And so even though you know what it's like to be sleeping on a hard mattress, that's just 15 years ago, 20. That's why I be like, yo, kingpins, and this is a little going off, jumping around, even though the point still remains. You were kingpin, you was, you know, eating ramen noodles and tuna fish. Now it's, Roof Chris, and you the man now. You and your girl taking lavish trips, and when they jam you up, it's like, oh yeah, definitely. You telling you've been out here for 15, 20 years, still running the pavement, doing X, Y, Z. Yeah, you gonna tell, because you ain't want to go back to no studio apartment after you living in the mansion. And T this guy to the deluxe apartment, like, and on some, we moving on up, like, so. I'm not happy that she now like, yo, gotta go to H&M. I shop at On I shop at the cheap spot. I'm not going out spending a whole bunch of money on people that don't really rock with me and fuck with me. You know what I mean? Plus, I'm past that wave, but it is still people who, when they get their check, bi-weekly, weekly, they saving up, they gonna style on niggas. Oh, but you're black. And you buying all this miscellaneous bubblegum fadangles, just to, look cute or get a compliment or nigga to double tap your picture. In real life, that shit means nothing, right? Well, I'm not happy. She like, I gotta go to H&M. She genuinely sounds like really like that shit is burning her soul, fucking with her soul. I'm not happy, that she going through that, and I hope that she bounce back. I hate to see her or anybody, the dames or whoever, especially people like Dame, push the culture forward, and then now they, down and out, according to the media and what's spinning in the news, where everything is taken or whatever, and you see they reach big heights, because everybody keep bringing up the jets and all that. Like, he was flying private jets and 15,000 gassing up the jet, go broke on flying up the jets, and all that may be true, but men plan, other men plan, and God is the best of planners. So to see her like that after all those spinning in the clips with the 9 to 5, is Dr. King a good person, and kind of like talking down to other women that may have, looked up to her a little bit, or just seeing like, yo, she on TV, she a attractive woman, she got stuff going for her, why it's working for her, or, why she kind of throwing shade on us when we down here. Treat everybody with respect. You're going to come out in your own way. Let's talk about this though, right? We also in the end game, because Friday night we did the show, Friday Night Live, as we always do. We had a great show too. We can go catch the playback, right? And for the last 3 weeks now, we've been doing Friday and Monday, trying to keep the energy rolling. But Friday night show, we were speaking about how black folks always play the most. You know what I mean? When it comes to death, when it comes to bombs, explosion, like the internet is going kiki and ha, make that shit funny, and we all gonna laugh about it. And what people was making fun was that the Iran's like, yo, if y'all do X, Y, Z, we gonna bomb it up. And then obviously Saturday night, while niggas are sleeping in their beds and not knowing, Black Hawk or Black Operation Hammer. You know what I mean? And United States, Trump rather, without permission from Congress, etc. You know what I mean? Like, we want to do what we want over here. They, bombed them over there. Supposed to hit their, nuclear facilities, etc. Then they're like, yo, we gonna lash back out. And I'm only just bringing this up because it's like Kevin Samuels, right? Rest in peace. One of the hardest working men on YouTube, I'm going to say showbiz, in the podcast space. So I respected his work ethic, bar none, right? And obviously, a lot of the jewels that he dropped here and there. Not everything, but definitely he was cooking a lot, right? And one of his main talking points to try to get women and also men to, put themselves in a place where electricity is out. Certain things, liberties and, modern day stuff that we have now. The phone, everybody got a phone. You can just call emergency. Things is set up, systems is in place for if, shit go left, God forbid, you could pick up the phone and woo. But he used to always be like, well, what if these things happen though? Then what? You know what I mean? For the strong, the independent, you got your degrees, you got this, but can you survive? Can you turn, water that's not drinking, not supposed to be, drunk, can you make it drinkable? Do you know how to do certain things? And this for men too. Do you know how to change a tire? Do you know how to clean and unload a gun, fire a gun, etc.? Do you know what to do, when the lights go out, etc.? And the vast majority of people don't know, and that's men as well. But when the dire situations take place, if they do take place, like how it's going on over there, and you see some videos and you know, people was, you know, they starving to death over there, right? There's just no water, there's no electricity. It's just like the worst. And oh, but you're black. Even though it was other people, I think I seen some Latinos, even some other ethnicities getting in on the content creation. And I mean, what y'all gonna do? You know, Iranian, like you got your young boy skits or the YN skits, niggas holding guns and like, oh y'all want drama? You making it a fun until one or two, God forbid, sneak by the defenses, and now it's crazy over here. Don't throw shit out into the universe that you ain't prepared to handle. You know what I mean? Or your loved ones, or you know, shit gonna go real left for you, and you gonna just be taken off the board real quick because you wasn't prepared. You was laughing and joking. And lastly, too, there's plenty of stories. There's plenty of civilizations and people at different times, whether in the Injil, the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, where messengers or people from, you know, that got inspired through the Most High, like, listen, this is gonna happen, X, Y, Z. Y'all laughing and joking. People be like, bring it on, bring the storms on. Or you building a motherfucking boat in the middle of the desert, and it ain't been no rain here for hundreds of years, and they laughing every day, walking by, thinking you crazy, and then shit start to materialize. Shit start to manifest, and now you need help. And you like, oh shit, the same thing I was wishing on and hoping and, you know, making fun of and mockery, like, yeah, bring it on. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. To kill one man or to kill 10, besides they can only kill you once, and like, you playing in God's face. Then when the flood come on, fire come on, you know, the earthquake or whatever, like, overtake you, then you prostrating on the floor, you know, scared to death, out for your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, really shaking in your boots to the core of your soul. Like, yo, what's going on? Well, I mean, obviously, I don't want that to happen to me, because I'm over here as well. But I just find it funny that, excuse me, we always make a joke about something, even the most craziest shit. Maybe that's the coping mechanism. It's like, nah, we got to make fun of this shit because otherwise we in dire, you know, things. But the last thing is, you know, Trump was like, he gonna think about it. Then you sneak attack, and I get it, it's all fair, love and warfare. Got to take you off here, like, you know what I mean? The name of the game is to survive, to get all of the resources, to make sure you and your peoples is good. Fuck the other side. Like, that's how a lot of people are going to give it up. But now, after they did what they did, they're like, yo, but now it's peace. Now it's going to be a ceasefire between Israel, between Iranian, and, you know, who knows if Russia going to get with China, or they're going to get with it. Like, who knows what's going to happen? First, they was like, we all going to feel it. It's going to be a surprise. And, you know, we don't know. All I can say is stay prayed up and never think that shit can't hit the fan. And you should be prepared, or at least have a plan. Today, Monday Motivation, Motivational Monday. I am your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not. And here goes some motivation for your ass. It's the theme, as it is on every Monday. It's motivation. And me giving you what I think can help you. Even if your plan don't work, like in the case of evacuation or shit pop off, at least have one, because you'll be surprised that people go by, the knife, the rope, the flashlight, the water. Some people is really on it, like they really on it, because they know in their mind you can't even convince them otherwise that shit ain't gonna pop off. So they already ready, right? You know what I mean? And then there's some that's like, maybe it could. You know, if it do, then I'm gonna go with the flow. I'm gonna do this. Then it's something like, nah, we're at least gonna have the tent. We're gonna have the bag. At least have some semblance of what you might do, because you know, when it's fend for self, and you know, you only got water bottles in your house or tissue in your crib, or but you ain't got no burner. You know what I mean? The Styles P said, teach your kids how to read and write and use the Ruger. Motherfucking niggas is back. Jaden P, like, teach your kids how to read and write and how to use the Ruger. How to do some other shit too. But just because you never know. I do agree that even though this shit was funny when all the jokes is spinning on possibly war, and even though while we joking, again, it is people who going through this shit. Been going through this shit for the last 3 years. Last year and a half. Really, you know, in bad conditions, and we never think that it can happen to us, because shit just be a swipe left, swipe right, scroll up, scroll right. And if you in America, you like, nah, shit ain't never gonna touch us. Shit can never touch us. But just never know. So we should be mindful of that. Let's talk about this shit though. We in the end game because last night, OKC, you know what I mean? They won the championship. They did their big one. It was game 7, unfortunately. Tyrese Halliburton got injured, which I noticed on me and my nigga Gray did. SGA and Halliburton. Let's give that a quick spin, right? Because it's fire.
Here we go.
You know what it is, and you know what it sounds like. The parlay chasers, the OKC, the Pacers, the Halliburton makers, the double-digit shakers. I'm flying up the lane like a plane on a racer. The Scorpion get over here, now they got faces. It's MVP, the Gilchrist, the step back in the steel switch. The backcourt is the ill mix, the Jalen's, the Naismiths. Ask out, get your home check. To win it, it's a big flex. Been giving out games so long, I need a big check. Years in the making, been flying, popping, faking. Hit the bat line, swoop down, and I ain't waiting. Get him like Jason, the verse is cinematic, the flows is fantastic. I'm giving out the work to the fiends in the attic. You ain't coming to play, you go and get your ass kicked. If it goes 7 games, it might be a classic. SGA, Halliburton, Bird, Magic. You know what it is, and you know what it sounds like. SGA, Halliburton, fire song by me and my nigga Great Fire. Yeah, kid, that feeling. Anyway, NBA Finals is going now. We was wrong anyway. We'll have to come back and see how we do next year. As far as the finals and the playoffs, we had Boston and we had the Lakers. But this is after we figured that wasn't happening. Then we did have OKC. My takeaway from the finals, it was a good finals. Obviously, the last game, no Halliburton is definitely was unfortunate to see him go down like that, coming out, popping 3 3-pointers, 3 for 4, looking good, 9 points in the books, looking spry, looking like you got that feeling and that energy to win. Play the curve and get nauseous, watching the spinner spin. And then just like that, Kevin Durant. Then just like that, Jason Tatum. Then just like that, Damian Lillard. Then just like that, Kevin Durant. When he had the strained calf and he was on the Golden State, and they was like, shouldn't play, don't play. He wanted to play, etc. A lot of people think if he didn't get hurt, they would have won 3 rings, and most likely they probably would have. Even though Kawhi Leonard and Pascal Siakam, they probably would have had something different to say. You know what I mean? Not DeMar DeRozan. What's the Kyle Lowry, right? Anyway, we really had OKC winning after we realized, they was the better team. It wasn't going to be the Lakers. It wasn't going to be Boston back in it. It started dwindling down to them being the best team. But honestly, me and my nigga Gray was talking about this earlier. We was like, after they lost to the Bucks in the in-season cup, knew they was going to win. And that's why we was going strong. And we showed y'all right here on this channel, NBA Picking with Pop. Y'all know that we had the Milwaukee Bucks for the in-season cup, and one of the main reasons why we had them is we was like, because OKC probably gonna win the chip. Y'all could go back and look at this. This ain't something I'm capping about. I did an NBA show every single day this year. Out of all of the days, I probably missed like 4 or 5 days. But other than that, we was on here every single day, NBA Picking with Pop, and we finished the season with above 500 on the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks that get you and me, the winner. Y'all know what it is. Chicken dinners, right? Every day we was coming on here. And that's why we had the Bucks in the in-season tournament. And I'm like, the young boys, Bucks ain't winning this year. They already got their chip. It's probably going to be OKC. And it played out just like that. I just didn't see Indiana making it to the finals. But now that it's all said and done, takeaways for me is teams that has the deep teams, the Memphis, even though they traded a Bane now, but I count Memphis as a deep team. When everybody's fully healthy, Memphis, Cleveland, Indiana, OKC, Detroit, the Magic, definitely the Magic. The Magic is deep. Who else? Said Cleveland, Atlanta. When Atlanta is healthy, Atlanta is a deep team. Sleepers. Said the Cavs, and maybe like Boston is deep, right? And maybe like 1 or 2 more teams. Obviously, it's what, 30 teams or 32 teams, whatever it is. It's about like a good 12, 13 teams that's like really deep from 1 to 9, 10. You know what I mean? And OKC obviously was one of them with all the jam draft picks. And Indiana was one of them too. It just so happens that the engine to their team, which is Halliburton, who hit a lot of great shots, still don't think he's a superstar. But you hate to see him go down like, you know, the way he went down Game 7, trying to push through for his team and even, you know, make an impact. And he looked like he was about to have a hell of a game. But OKC ultimately was the better team. They had, obviously, S.A. He is, to me, was the best player on the court, you know, every game stepping in. Maybe 1 or 2 series against, you know, the Joker. I don't think he's better. Ant-Man, I think he's better. I think Ant-Man is probably more athletic, you know what I mean, and probably have higher ceiling if he can get the jump shot consistent and it's not pull up for 3 all the damn time. And maybe he could be better, but SA had a hell of a run. They was asking today on First Take and all of these different channels, you know, we place OKC at in the grand scheme of things, and I agree. Like, they ain't better than the Bulls team, not even none of them. They had Mike, the LeBron teams. Could they have possibly beaten them? Maybe Golden State with the young Steph and the young, you know what I mean, Clay, even without Durant. Spurs, Tim Duncan, Ginobili, you know what I mean, Parker. I definitely don't know. So the teams that was coming up, even the OKC team with Russ, Kevin Durant, and the young Harden, could they have possibly beat them? I don't know, but the future is bright. Like, and the future is bright. We spent so many years, like, well, we gonna be rich forever. Like, they got a chance to be rich forever in that sense. Like, you know what I mean? They got the assets, they got the draft picks, they got the nucleus. They're all young, they all brought in. They got the coach. So could they be back next year? Yeah, I mean, the last 7-6 years, we have had new champions in the NBA, so it is going to be a tough act to follow. But will I be surprised putting money up right now? Who's the favorite to come out? You got to put them up there. I mean, they're the champs, so until somebody knock them off, you got to pencil them in. As far as the East, when the East is in the house, oh my God, no Dame, no Tatum, no Halliburton. I like Cleveland. I like Cleveland to come back strong. Injuries is always, and that's, you know, even when Donovan was doing his numbers on Utah, and Shaq, he one of the only official ones that kind of like told him right there during the interview and all that. You know what I'm saying? She called me right there on the interview. Who is this? Yo. What's the word? You're on the live right now. Hit you back. Alright. Shaq was like, yo, you can't carry no team over the hump. Straight like that. Ain't sugarcoated, ain't beat around the bush. And that kind of fueled Mitchell more. I think it's like the last year that he was on Utah. Had a hell of a run. But then Jamal Murray, I think that's the year that Jamal Murray and him was just going back to back. Spectacular fashion. Like, Jamal Murray was doing him, Spider was doing him, and ultimately, you know, Denver won the series, got them up out of there, and then he came to the East. Second year there, signed the extension. Garland was injured. He got a little injured, a little small fry, real high flying, could shoot, could dribble, could do everything, but still kind of small. As KO said, you're a small man, you'll get hurt. You know, you think of Ivy, or you just think of the bodies that keep hitting the floor. When you keep hitting the ground, who else? A high flyer, John Morant. You nice, got the skills, got the crossover ability. You know, you can shoot. Some was more consistent than others, but just to get into the Iraq ability is out of this world. Like, ain't too many people can stay in front of them. But they high fly, they always falling, they always injured. And Donovan Mitchell was one of them. But if I had to choose a team with the way the East is looking right now, say don't sleep on, these are 2 sleepers. because Cleveland is expected to be there. So we're going to just say Cleveland. But my other two teams, which goes back to the deep teams who I was telling y'all about, who I think has got deep rosters when everybody's healthy. Don't sleep on Detroit. The Knicks took them 7, but they was young. They on it to come up. And Orlando Magic, especially now with them getting Bane. I know that trade is probably going to look like, it's just Bane, you know what I mean? But not really, because Benkera was nice. The Wagner brothers is nice. The other Wagner brother, Motsy, he was injured, Achilles or whatever. Cole was hurt for a lot of the time. They had a lot of injury, but they play defense. They get up in you, and they young on the rise. So I got them, and I got Detroit as sleepers, even though Detroit didn't make the playoffs, and so did the Magic. So they ain't really sneaking up on nobody. But I mean, like, to get to the conference finals. That's what I mean. Nobody probably really got them in there. But as far as betting money, right now, early in the season, with the way shit looking now, for a future bet, one of the safest bets probably would be Cleveland because they got their whole team back. Only thing that kind of really derailed them, and obviously winning the championship, you need all your players, you need a little luck, you need a lot of shit to bounce your way. They probably thinking like, damn, we would have made it to, and I thought at one time it could have been, you know, the two best teams regular season wise, Cleveland and OKC for a minute too, and then they just got blitzed by Indiana. They got hella blitz. Last NBA news before we get to this next shit, because I ain't trying to be long. Kevin Durant. I'm Kevin Durant. So he was at a press conference or whatever he was doing, yesterday or whatever. The news came across the ticker, and he's going to Houston. Like, Houston, we have a problem. You know what I'm saying? And 15 in 8 years, I want to say, or something like that. Brooklyn, Phoenix, every place he wanted to go. He didn't want to go back to the Golden State Warriors. They traded Jalen Green. I'm not mad at them for that. Definitely young brother, a little inconsistent in the playoffs. Couldn't really buy a bucket. Defense was clamping down. At times he looked a little confused with what the defense was throwing at him. But still young. You know what I mean? Dylan Brooks, the bad guy. Say hello to the bad guy. Get at LeBron James. Get at anybody that he need to get at. I think they'll miss that, even though the personality of the coach, who they just gave an extension to, Aduke. So I don't think they'll miss him much in that regards, because the coach is still gonna, carry the torch and make sure that the soldiers is marching to the beat of his drum. But I think they'll be in the top 4. I mean, obviously there was 2 this year, then they got knocked off. So to have Kevin Durant now, if you fall from 2, then it's like a little under. But if you fall from 2 but do better in the playoffs, then it doesn't really matter, because, although KD, like he told Patrick Beverly, I'm Kevin Durant. Y'all ain't got to ask my name. Y'all know who I am, right? Like, I'm being funny. That's what he said. I'm Kevin Durant. And he is a bad man. Obviously, still averaging 27, etc. Still super lethal, super deadly as far as scoring the ball, but injured a little bit, or missing a lot of games. You got to say, out of 82 games, at 37, going to be 38 next year, how many games do we give him? I give him, say 82, let's give him 67, 65. That's good, right? Because you want him healthy for the playoffs. Will he come in and be a vocal leader, or will he just come in, do what he always do, give you 30, you know what I mean, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, or what have you, walk away? Because I wonder how Devin Booker is feeling in all of this. Like, damn, blew our team up. We was in the finals. Even though Giannis beat us, we was up 4-2, and then Giannis came back and spanked them 4-zip. You know what I mean? Like, beat you 4-zip. If I'm not mistaken, they beat them 4 straight. If I'm not mistaken, right? He got to be like, yeah, we getting 2 young players, so I'm sure he's probably happy about that, because now it's still his team. Devin Booker like, nah, we went to the finals before you. We didn't get over the hump. You were supposed to help us get over the hump, but we had to give up some of our pieces. We didn't have a lot of depth. And now you bounce now like, yeah, it was mutual. They wanted me out of here. I wanted to leave. Now you went Houston. Everything is fine and dandy, sweet like candy. But now we got to, start all over as well. So Is it legacy, taxing? I don't get into all that. Kevin Durant, 2-time champion, whether you like it or not, how he got his rings. I personally do look with the side eye because he joined Golden State 73-win team that he was up 3-1 on. So I do look at those things, and all rings ain't created equal. You know what I mean? They ain't the same. Giannis with his 1 ring. You know what I mean? Obviously, the Knicks with their 1 ring. Even Kawhi out there in Toronto with their 1 ring. Even now, OKC. And even when Indiana get one, obviously, if they do get one, for the franchises that never got one. LeBron, obviously, Cleveland never have one. Cleveland, this is for you. Can't wait the basketball season come back around. Definitely can't wait to, get back at Vegas. But overall, I thought that the finals was good. I think Houston and Phoenix got good bargains for what they was trying to get back in return for the pieces that they gave up. Let's talk about this shit, right? Where we at with it? We ain't trying to be mad-winded and long today. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about T-Rex. Battle rap extraordinaire, right? One of the dot mob, one of the best, right? Unfortunately, he was on stage battling, and it looked like he had a seizure. Fell out on the floor, unfortunately. A lot of people was talking about it.
Then I'm gonna crack your shit again. I'm gonna re-rock it. I'm gonna put the bump on your tongue. I'm gonna re-rock it. It's all it takes is $1 for them to re-rock it.
Get at him. You see him a little bit. I thought he was trying to remember his rhymes.
You see the reason
Maybe he was
why
trying
they
to
hate my team? That's because they hate my team. I'm organic. They can't put a bunch of battle rappers together to make my team. It took years to recreate my team. So I do crazy shit with a baby on me like ASAP did.
And it just fell out. I didn't know if that was part, like seeing the clip.
Turn him on his side! Turn him on his side!
So I just showed it because obviously he's still with us. He ain't transitioning. We hope he stay with us. We sending out prayers. I know Rex, Harlem stand up. You know what I'm saying? Jumped on a few tracks with my boy Great Fire. Brought some Cozy Souls from me. You know what I mean? We was rocking with the Cozy Souls. Brought like 10 pair from it too. So salute to the brother for that. You know what I mean? For being a real one. You know what I mean? Always being down to earth and keeping it, you know what I mean, cordial when a nigga ran into him. But unfortunate, obviously on stage, just like we was talking about Halliburton, you in the game, etc. You putting it all on the line for your team. You putting it all on the line for your profession, where your passion is at, where your heart is at. Some people like, yo, I'm gonna die on stage. I'm not gonna hang it up. They're gonna have to retire me, etc. And I've seen a lot of people, because Rex is, he did put on a lot of weight, like a lot of us, right? You know what I'm saying? And for some of us, it's more, it's an uphill battle for some than others. Some could, get it under control. Some people we see it spiral out of control. But I want to say this, right? Because people are like, yo, health is wealth. I've seen a lot of that. Like, even though they was putting the prayer signs, it was, like, yo, we praying for them. We want them to get better. But health is wealth, which it is, because you can have all the money in the world, but if your health is not right, then you would give all said money back just to have your bodily functions functioning the way they're supposed to at any given cost. Like, you would give anything. So you could be a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. You can hack all of the banks and all that, have all that shit sitting in your account. But if you can't walk and you can't think, or you brain dead, or you just bedridden, then you would give all that money up just so you could get out of bed and go in the refrigerator and, get a sip of that orange juice that somebody just left a little swallow in there. You know what I mean? Like, you supposed to drink the shit. Or you leaving the swallow in there, get my mouth all ready for some orange juice, right? And it's only a swallow in here. I'm being funny, but I'm not. Just to be able to go to the bathroom, sit down, be on your phone, take a shit, wipe yourself, as opposed to somebody gotta do it for you, roll you over. So that condition that he got, and I don't know all of the medical condition, you could be healthy or not healthy. Like, and when I say healthy, I mean overweight, in shape, you know what I mean? Like, people look at him now, it's like, yeah, over the years, you know, and I don't know his medical condition, he has, you know, put on weight. And a lot of us do as we age, especially, you know, we a lot of us with this American diet, you know, you McDonald's up, you juicing it up, you sodaing it up. You know, like I said, even myself, I'll be up and down. And this is some, coming from somebody who's been fasting since he was 16. And I think that has helped me, because at least once throughout the year for a month or 29 days or what have you, at least I am fasting. At least I am trying to be conscious. Little ginger shots, little different shit I may take throughout the year. Obviously, I ain't drinking and drugging and doing certain shit like a nigga used to do. But drinking and drugging, this American diet, you know, just the backwoods, the guavas, the liquors, the Hennessy, you know, the fast foods, the chips, the Red 5, anything that we eat, breathing the hog smog and all this shit. So, you know, it could take a toll on you. And you could be healthy and still get hit by a bus. You could be healthy, still have a seizure or epileptic, you know, something medically can turn in your body for the worse. And now, you know, for your first 34 years, you was in good condition, but now for the rest of your life, God said, oh, nah, I'm going to give you this condition. You're just going to wake up with it. So, you know, people be real harsh in the comments. Like when it's death, when somebody gets stabbed up, like I honestly told you, I'm glad he got stabbed up, and I won't even, you know, reopen those can of worms when it came to him. But just with a lot of shit, you know what I mean? When things happen to people, we be wishing that shit on, and we be so happy and jolly, and we don't really be mindful, like, damn, homie could have lost his life. Like, we get it. You saying health is wealth, and health is wealth, but first, just hope he alright first. I mean, after he get out the hospital, he make it through, like, oh shit, y'all, I ain't take my medicine, or, you know what I mean, I was real stressed, or, you know, this battle had me anxious, so, you know what I mean, I ain't do the righteous steps. It was too hot in there, like it's baking today. And tomorrow on Wednesday, or Tuesday rather, it's gonna be 100 degrees for those that's going out there to, you know, to vote for the mayoral, you know, to vote for the next mayor, right? It's gonna be mad hot outside, like it was today. We don't really know the conditions of what made that happen to him, if that always happens to him. But send your positive energy and just keep it like that, because again, you could be a vegan and still have a seizure. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't nothing in the books that say if you are all no dairy, or you don't eat eggs and cheese, that this shit can't happen to you, or you can't get blood clots in your leg. Like, you never know what the Most High has planned for you. And that's why I always should be, you know, a perspective of, if God wills, inshallah, if it's meant for me, hope I see tomorrow. Because people be like, yeah, tomorrow we gonna link up, woo, woo, woo. Then as soon as when you get on the train, as soon as when they get in their car, you get killed in the train accident, and you know what I mean? And they go home, they here tomorrow, but you not. And you was the main one, like, yeah, we gonna link up tomorrow, we gonna do X, Y, Z. No, that's not guaranteed that you're gonna do that tomorrow. You have to be like, you know, Most High. Well, I hope I make it tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day, God willing. And I hope I'm alive for tomorrow. No matter what tomorrow brings, I hope I'm on the books for tomorrow, waking up with that feeling, because it ain't guaranteed that you're going to be here to wake up with that feeling. Or your kids getting on your nerves, or your baby mother, or whatever the case may be. So just think about that. We want to send our thoughts and our prayers to Rex. Hope he get better. You know what I mean? Haven't really heard nothing yet since being out, except that, you know, he's still fighting through whatever he's fighting through. So let's hope that he pulled through. You know what I mean? Then after that, we could kid him up like, yo, you know, health is wealth, nigga. Got to start lay off them sodas, and we got to, you know, get back in the gym, or whatever have you, those that's closest to him. And you never know what people is going through mentally, and you know, you see them on the gram, you swipe left, you swipe right, you might see them in pass, yo, what up, my nigga, you know what I mean, you honk the horn, you know what I mean, you back on your grind, you doing what you doing. But in these days of day life, as you wake up, go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep, go to work, drink coffee, go to work, you know what I mean, smoke cigarettes, do the people are living, you're living. You look up, oh shit, weeks passed, oh shit, months passed, then you go like, yo, what's going on? You're like, yeah, yo, my grandmother died. Then after that, my father died. Yeah, my mother was on the plane and she caught cancer, then I caught cancer. And I came back, and my son went to prison. My son got shot. You be like, damn, all this shit happened while you going through shit too. You know what I mean? It's just that everything ain't for everybody. So if they're in your immediate circle, you don't see it online. You know, it's not public information for you until you start talking and getting in depth. And it's like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? I lost my job, and I was in the shelter, slept in my car for 2 years, and I was just going through it. Like I really was at my lowest. I was fighting drug addiction. People were like, damn, I didn't know all that. You know what I'm saying? And so we sending him positive energy. We wishing him the best. You know what I mean? And we hope that he come up out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this shit though. Let's talk about Keke Palmer, right? You know what I mean? She's spinning in the clip, and then it's probably be the last topic, and we're gonna get out of here. Maybe like maybe two more. Keke and somebody else. You got another topic. And then we out of here. So Keke Palmer, y'all know her husband, she was dancing up there with Usher, doing a little, shit with Usher. You know what I mean? Her husband was like, yeah, you a whole baby mother, you a whole life, you a whole mother. Was getting at her. Then we seen the video of them allegedly fighting each other. We heard the audio of her mom's allegedly calling him a homosexual and his fitag and like dildos in his butt. Like she was wilding on him, showing what the moms is about. And we spoke about this shit, right? I'm like, yeah, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. A lot of times women don't be given the fit up, you know what I mean? How they represent not only for themselves, but how they represent their last name. On some Dame Dash shit, like, I don't just represent for my first name, I'm hustling for my last name. And the same reason why your moms, or at least my moms, like, listen, before you go out this house, make sure your drawers and your socks and make sure your shit is clean. Because if, I don't know why she used to say this, but we spoke about this ad nauseum, like, you go outside, you get hit by a bus or an ambulance hit you, you know what I mean? And I did get hit by one of the ambulance joints, as a kid, scraped my leg up and shit. At least your drawers would be clean, and you know that you was loved in this house, and we taught you right, and we taught you right from wrong. So, when you going out and you stepping into the world, when you stepping into these, these different spaces, you're not just representing yourself. That's why they say act like you've been there before, act like you got some manners. When you having your elbows and all that on the table, when you go certain places, niggas be using nigga all the time and there's mad crackers around, or you just out the country or wherever you at, and you be mindful. I know I have been that person that was loud and just being myself, and had other black folks like, oh, but you're black. You making us look bad. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, I mean, why you even saying that word like that? We in a restaurant eating, there's mad people around here. Why you acting like that? And I'm just acting like me, drinking a little bit, a little champagne, you know what I mean? A little Moscato or whatever we drinking. We eating the bread with the oils and all that, oil dripping down nigga elbow. You know what I mean? And we doing what we do, being ourselves. But sometimes you can misrepresent. You can paint yourself in the bad light, and those that's with you immediately, or even if you come from a prestige family, or even just a family in general. Everybody looking at you in a restaurant now like, damn, we all came here and you making us look bad because you stole something, or your attitude, or your representation is a little low level. And that's why Slick Rick like, now come along, we have a party to attend with some real mature women and some more like, don't you know we playing with these low lives is a sin? Like, don't you know playing with these low lives is a sin? He grabbed me by my shirt, pulled me right at the store, so I don't want to see you playing with these low lives no more. Now come along. We have a party to attend with some real mature women and some more of our friends. So back to Keke, right? She out in the world, showing her little booty, because she got a little booty. It ain't no fat booty, it's a little booty, right? Dancing with Usher, you know what I mean? She's smiling, cracking, we know all that. But recently, she came out with these quotes, and a lot of women is like, don't listen to her. But is she right?
Nobody cares when a man finds his woman under a bridge.
No, I live for Stedman, but you know that Stedman has for many decades been the butt of jokes.
Yeah, because of gender rules.
Yes.
People feel like because she's Oprah Winfrey, who did y'all want her to be with, Barack Obama? That doesn't make sense, guys. I mean, I feel like that's the weird thing about powerful women, what we're left with. Mm-hmm. So I'm supposed to find love, but he's got to have a certain amount of money, but at the same time, I got to still be like, guys, what's going on here? Why am I? Nobody cares when a man finds his woman under a bridge.
They don't.
No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares. And I frankly don't care if that's who you love. That's who you love. Why do we have to deal with that.
Yes.
That to me makes no sense. I ain't never look. My daddy told me a man needs to treat you right. He needs to handle and service you in whatever way you need service. Let me tell you one thing that Kiki don't need.
That's what her daddy told
Money.
From nobody. Now, if you want to give a little something and get my nails done, something cute.
But
I'm
shouldn't
fine
they
with
do
it.
that? But shouldn't they make that effort?
Yeah.
Because
but you might still look like Stedman to the world, and that's a great role.
And that's a great role.
Because if I was married to, I was Oprah Winfrey,
right. You just be sitting up there waiting.
Chitlin.
Yeah.
And Stedman, by the way, Stedman's esteemed.
Yeah.
Stedman
And he
has
got
a whole
money.
career
That's
just
how
like
money.
Oprah.
Yeah.
So the fact that how dare people compare you to your lover?
Yeah.
I hate that Oprah had to endure that.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate that she had to endure that.
It's
and I
true.
hate that Stedman had to endure that. And that's why I said what I said, because you had a good role.
Mm-hmm.
You were supposed to be my Stedman.
Yes.
Come on.
He was.
When I played that for my dad said, yeah.
So, a lot of women, it's like, oh, don't listen to her. Don't take no man that make less than you, and woo, 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 and And we know how this shit go. It's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You can run from streets that we done took. And this is the war of the battle of the sexes, the men, the women. I don't really feed into it like that. This ain't a Red Pill channel. I agree with some of the stuff that, people coming out of that sector be spilling onto the airways. Some of it's just real rhetoric. They just regurgitate what other people say. Shit sound good. They looking for views. They looking for likes. That's not what I do on my channel. Even though I want to like and I want to view, but not in that way. Not an integrity way. But I do agree with some stuff, and some of the stuff that I agree with, because this may be considered Red Pill, but it's just really common sense. It's like, if you were Rihanna, right? Rihanna, she got with ASAP. It's a few people you could bring her, like, well, she was making more, she was more esteemed. What was the other girl, the sister girl, right? Tia Mallory or Mallory, whatever her name is, right? She was with the brother, you know what I mean? When she met him, he was on the come up or trying to get some acting gigs. Then, she got tired of him, she graduated. So we see a lot of these things play out where a woman is making more, Taraji or Mary J. Blige, right? Some of it plays out bad, some of it plays out good, but at least what she's trying to say, Kiki, that is like, listen, I'm good in this department. It ain't nothing a nigga could do for me. But if he could do the other things, and this is what Ayanna Van Zandt was trying to ask Ebony K. Williams, when she was like, well, would you, date a bus driver? If he owns it, she thought she was eating, right? If he owns the bus, she was a matter of fact. We know she's a fucking do-gooder, right? You fucking do-gooder. Too bad you couldn't do good at marriage. And do you have any clue what her, like, she's definitely who Eminem was talking about. You fucking do-gooders. Too bad you couldn't do good at marriage. Like, did all that shit. If he owns it, you got a nigga that owns nothing. You end up with nothing. You ended up with a sperm bust off in a tube that they had to shoot in. You couldn't even get it shot in you the regular way. And I know that's a little graphic, and it's like, my ears, but I got to keep it real. I got to keep it a buck, because that's what I do on this channel. You had to get shot up in you through the clinical way, which is crazy, right? Because you look good, right? And what kids like, if I'm good, then even getting the Stedman, they was using Stedman because obviously Oprah Winfrey, billionaire, obviously one of the first black millionaires, or just, her claim to fame, or just as she rose through the ranks financially, her network was always obviously in the spotlight. She never get married, never had kids, but she always had Stedman, and it was like, yeah, that's just for image purposes. They ain't really together, or they broke up, they wasn't on, but he always had some stuff going on for himself too. It wasn't like he just was some bum ass nigga sleeping on the couch and she just got with him. So Kiki like, yo, if there's other things and other areas that he's great at, then why not let him be great in those areas? Because I'm good financially. Yeah, if he making less than me, but he still want to do a nice gesture, give me some roses, give me some flowers, get my nails done, get my hair done, even though I don't need him to do that, then yeah, it's a nice gesture, but it's a lot more to a relationship and what a man brings to the table besides that. Obviously, providing, maintaining, protecting. These are stuff that the good books say, so I'm definitely going to put that on the criteria. If you're not doing that, then you're not you know what I mean, you're not measuring up. At least you have to be doing that, you know, working towards it, you know, in a strong, you know, gallivant way, right? Otherwise, you looking funny in the face as that position. Now, you could be down at a time and point, and that happens to all of us. I mean, it happens to a lot of us. It may not happen to everybody, but it does happen to a lot of us because that's just the way life goes. One day you up, next day you down. Long as you stay the same, it'll come back around. All right, like it's gonna come back around. You just gotta stay consistent and true to what you're doing, and stay, you know, true to the game plan and stay consistent. But a lot of women like, you know, don't do that. I tried it before, it didn't work, and you know, woo woo woo. But the thing is, if you getting it, you probably ain't gonna get the top of the top and the best around because these individuals, everybody, they high commodity. Everybody wants them. So what's your chances of getting them? You might be getting one, but now in the integrity category, in the character category, in the moral compass category, they all piss poor. They all morally fucks and they miserable. They should be thrown in the pit full of unfortunate or some odd shit. Well, you should be thrown in the pit full of unfortunate because that's who you represent, your character wise, your aura wise, even though you got money. And the person that ain't got no money, you know, high character, high moral compass, you know what I mean? Got a lot of other, you know, the intangible things that will go well with you, but you looking for the bag. You found the bag already. Help him get a bag. Oh, but you're black. We don't even want to work with each other. We don't want to work with each other in a relationship. We don't want to work with each other on some black business own shit. Let's link up together shit. Like, we be so fucked up in certain areas. This shit is crazy. Shit crazy. I think Keke Palmer right. Let's get to this last topic real quick. At least I think it's the last topic. Let's get to this dude, Austin Hall, right? It's the guy who put his face in the ice with the Fiji water, eat a banana, you know what I mean? Put the banana peel on his face, and y'all seen him going viral, running, you know, always eating, thank you, and you know, sleep like, you know, he's a content creator. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's an ex NFL player. I'm not sure, but allegedly he got into some shit with somebody, another streamer or somebody. He claimed he don't know who the person was, so he booked it on him, right? And a lot of people was like, yo, he a sucker, got all the muscles for nothing, and he ran. You know, what type of shit is he on? And he had to explain, like, listen, I never said I was tough, and I don't know what this guy was on, and why would I crash out when I got so much to lose? Like, I got a lot of living and do before I die, and I ain't got time to waste. Let's make it. Like, you a gangster, but you never popped nothing. So you a waster, and you need to stop fronting like, you ain't a friend of mine, you ain't a kin of mine. Let me stop. But this is what happened right here.
What's up? I'm the guy from National Speaking. Yeah, much love. Remember I was the guy with the gun? Yeah, I remember. Much love. Hear from me? Yeah. Oh, damn. Come on. What's up with you, bro?
What's up?
You need to come with us, yeah? But he's hot, though. Are you going to tell me about when you start this one? Much love, bro. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Much love.
Much love.
God damn.
God damn. Like, I'm out of here. And he burned it up. Actually borrowed somebody's bike, got on the bike and burned it up. Started running and all that.
Can I use his bike? Oh, yes, yes, sir.
I'm like, huh?
God bless you. Can I use the bike? You're lying. I'm not lying. I got you, bro. God bless you. God bless you too. Thank you, bro. No way. You'll see it on the internet. No way.
You're going to see it on the internet.
I'm dreaming right now, fam. You know.
So people are asking what happened. Pretty much what happened was we were going to Apple. You know, I'm going about my business, and then a dude just comes up to me all loud or whatever. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to give him any screen time or anything like that. Okay. But he just comes up to me. He's super loud, causing a huge scene. And he's just chanting and saying a whole bunch of words. I don't even know what this dude was talking about. I'm just like, yo, I'm good. God bless. And he just starts yelling. Right? In my head, like in that moment, I'm like, okay, bro has a knife on me. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking a million things. We're in the mall. Bro, you don't have to get checked to get in here. So you can have a gun, you can have a knife. He could be with one person. He could be with 5 or 6 people that I don't see in the crowd. I don't know how many people he has with him. So I'm just thinking in my head, okay, cool. I take off my glasses. I take off my headphones. I put them in the bag, make sure everything is good. He's pressing me hard. And then boom, I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna get out of here. I need to get home safe. Like, I ain't trying to be the big bad wolf. Like, we don't have to throw hands. We don't have to strap any of that. Like, you got it. You're good. You can be the guy here because I'm just going to get home safe. So that's what I did. I got up out of there.
So a lot of people is like, yo, all this running and this Hulk Hogamania shit that you on. You know what I mean? Waking up in the morning, putting the diamond ice cubes on your face and all that. And, you know, what's the training and lifting all the heavy weights for if you ain't even going to, you know, duke it out? Nigga pressing you know what I mean? And what's up? And his comeback was just what it was. Like, listen, bro, I don't know if he had a knife, even though, you know, maybe that was his thoughts. He don't know if he had a gun. I don't know if he had people with him and woo, ah. Listen, you want to be the man, you want to be the top dog, you want to be the big dog here, cool. Because I'm not with none of that. I'm going to throw this shit up on the internet. I'm going to get y'all engaging. I'm going to get y'all going because it's provocative and it gets the people going. Like, you know what I mean? Ball so hard, like, he told homie, like, you gonna see this shit on the internet because anytime he put up some shit, that shit be spinning in the clip for days. Mad people be reenacting it, doing it, etc. So I find it interesting that people still look at a confrontation that a man walks away from. He ain't get stole on. He ain't get his stuff taken. He ain't get spit on. No hands was put on him. All he did was just walk away. Now I don't know the backstory of who the person is, and you know he like, yo, I said something to you before, or you know that was me. You know I don't know the backstory. He claimed that he don't know him. So maybe when the dude come out, whoever he is, speaking on the incident and say, oh no, we had words online, or I seen him at the gym. You know, woo, he acting like he don't know me. He know who I am. Then I'll have a different spill on it. But as it is right now, we live in a lot of times where I just spoke about this last Monday about not relapsing. If you don't put work in, did shit, and again, it could be the wrong shit, but obviously you still did what you did on the street level. You know, it may be looked at, it may be respected, etc. Fire, what's up? So that's cool. But why relapse to prove to somebody else that you're about that life just to go back in and fuck yourself up now? You know what I mean? Like 10, 15 years ago, yeah, you was the man, homie, in high school, but you know what I mean? Look at you now. Like, you still a man because people in your era, they may respect you, so you can walk through the neighborhood with your head high. But as far as getting active and showing these YNs or showing anybody else that you're really about that, don't let them trick you out of your motherfucking freedom. Being around your kids, being out here for your mom's last days, etc. You know what I mean? Don't let them do that because you gonna pop off because you about it, you got it in you to do it. They just bullshit most likely, or they showing off and trying to prove, and then you're gonna be the one with the bad end of the stick locked up. Niggas forgotten about, took to bed, niggas forgot about, sent to the box, niggas forgot about, like all these things. And like you see how fast shit spin in the clip as far as the internet, social media shit. Imagine you going to jail and you can't even get a phone, or you can't even reach out. You forgotten about. Nigga ain't even thinking about you. Like, nah, I'm dead ass serious. Like, and I talk to people in prison all the time, unfortunately. And this wasn't even a topic about prison. I'm just saying, don't crash out. We're talking about the Austin Hall, hauling ass, jumping on somebody's bike and getting up out of there because somebody wanted to fight it. Now, that's not to say you can't give a fair one or you can't defend yourself. You may have to do that. But what I'm saying is, don't crash out to prove to somebody else, you know what I mean, that really is trying to go viral. They trying to get views. They see you as a comer. They're going to get a lawsuit. And what Rick Ross say? A punch in the face cost you $300K. Like, you know what I mean? A punch in the face from a celebrity, if you pop off on somebody and you got the resources, that might be $300K. Punch in the face from you might be $300,000. You just gave away $300,000 on some, one for you, one for me. Two for you, one, two for me. Three for you, one, two, three for me. Like, don't try to play me like I got a flower pot head. Because that's exactly what they're going to be doing, playing you like you got a flower pot head. Don't relapse crashing out for somebody that ain't even worth it. That's what we got for y'all Monday night. We ain't gonna go up on the club too crazy. We've been on here for a little minute. Let me know your thoughts on the NBA Finals. Was it entertaining? Let me know your thoughts on motherfucking Keke Palmer and she right. Motherfucking Trump popping off in the middle of the night now saying let's talk about peace. Being humble and being respectful and courteous and keeping it a buck with the people you meet going up and all the way down, because it is Monday Motivation, Motivational Monday. I am your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not. And here goes some motivation for your ass. Keep it a buck always to yourself. Because like Ho said, you can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. And that's what we got. Y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Stay safe out there, guys.